Hi, my name is Suzanne. I'm actually just making a video speaking to the makers of this film a little bit about my experience with Tool. I am 41 now. When I was 37 years old, it was my first real exposure to the music of Tool. The first time I was exposed to their music was actually the first time I was in concert. So it was, I guess, a bit of a unique experience because I knew one song of Tool's, and I guess the way I would describe why I kind of avoided the music was it was almost too intense for me to really listen to, give it my attention. I had seen a movie recently, Amadeus, an older movie, and it reminded me of kind of the way I was about Tool in general. Was at one point in the movie Amadeus, they say that Mozart really, in some of his pieces, had too many notes in his music. It was just too much, and just take out some notes and it'll be easier on the ears. And I think that was part of the reason that I pretty much avoided ever listening to their music. I attended a Tool concert when I was 37, and almost immediately, I can say within just a few minutes, it really struck a chord. I really had never experienced something of that magnitude to where it moved me so deeply. It was very profound, and I really didn't understand what it was about this music that was touching me, that was making me express these emotions or feelings, or just being able to really feel deeper than I had in many, many years. My story was something that I really didn't share with people. It was something that I wasn't very really wanting people to know anyway, but I was taken out of school at the age of 12 years old, and I was denied an education. And this took place because my father was an atheist reverend, and my feeling was that he was kind of losing control of his situation, which was very antisocial, and basically wanted to keep me suppressed. And my feeling was that was his main main reason. But I think what he told people was that he didn't want to pay income taxes, so he got a certificate, a reverend certificate, through the mail so that he could make our address a church school. I was raised by somebody who was a sociopath. It was something I never wanted to face or recognize the amount of oppression that was my mom and I endured for many years. And after the age of 12, I was taken out of school and not given an education at all. And there was a lot of severe neglect. Before that time, at a very young age, I was subjected to a lot of severe neglect and a lot of abuse. And so when I became an adult, I just did not really have a way to process the things that I had experienced. And especially when it came to religion or God or anything of a spiritual nature, I avoided all of it pretty much like the plague. I just did not want to open myself up to any idea that there was anything worth looking into, because of the fact that as a child I had just felt that life is so very hard and very cruel that I wasn't really willing to look at the fact that somebody would choose to put a child in that kind of situation. Looking at it very much through a child's eye, and continued to do so pretty much my whole life, thinking that, well, I'll just be a good person and that'll do it. That'll make everything better. And from the outside, it looked like I was doing pretty well, as far as functioning, as far as because I did not create any waves. And the way I look at it now is that maybe people find Tool that have had a life that's very much unexposed to a lot of the negativities in life, and so maybe they find Tool as an outlet to help them. Maybe they rebel and find Tool and the music of Tool as a way to deal with a different kind of oppression. My oppression was the fact that I was not allowed to believe in any kind of higher power, and basically would live with a man that was against God every day of his life, but ironically was not supposed to believe in anything. So it was a complete, very confusing to grow up in that situation. When I found Tool, the fact that they were able to show that there is so much negativity in this life, and yet spoke of such things as angels and just so many things that are so deep it's hard to even touch upon, because it's a lot of the things that it exposed me to is beyond being able to be put into words. Tool completely changed my life, is all I'm here to share and say. And I have had things take place in the last 3 years that one would say are absolute miracles, just profound things that show me that there's so much more going on behind the scenes, behind what our mind is able to process or see. For me, it's been the most joyous thing ever to realize that I can't figure it all out myself, and thinking that I was trying to in some way think that I was supposed to be able to figure out all the answers was quite a burden. And it's not like I even really looked at it, but I guess I was arrogant enough to think there's no way that religion is working here, and there's also no real way to say that non-religion is working, because people are not working together. And Tool gave me that freedom. Tool gave me the freedom to explore every avenue, to do things that I never thought was possible within myself. And so it's just a complete overwhelming joy every day now to realize that is there. And for somebody that was denied so much, I think that's why Tool touches people so greatly, because they provide the tools to help you find that within yourself. They don't say, oh, this is how it is, this is what you have to do. Basically, they help you find that within yourself. And to me, the ability to go through all the emotions, they run run from very dark to very spiritual to very holy, and they do that in such a way that it shows you that is what's so divine, that we all have that gift inside us. And like I said, amazing, just phenomenal. I went from not helping my daughter with her 7th grade homework within just a few weeks, studying sacred geometry and studying quantum physics and reading hundreds of books over the last couple years. And it doesn't stop. It just keeps getting more expansive. And I mean, my feeling is the more I learn, the less I know. And it's a great joy because I'm trying, I'm living, I have so much more of a life force than I ever allowed myself to have. So for me, the gratitude that I have to this band for showing us that taking the deeper way, the way of really doing the work, pays off for the individual's experience. It's just profoundly beautiful, and I just thank you. I'm so fortunate to have found myself at a Tool concert.